Will the Minister advise whether he would support plastic-free packaging of fruit and vegetables, and if so, how would he propose to implement this in Jersey?
Minister.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'd first like to express my thanks for the Youth Assembly's engagement on environmental issues, and secondly, apologise for the length of my oral answer, but this is an important subject. I'm committed to reducing waste and look forward to working with the Minister for Infrastructure on delivering this. A significant volume of plastic packaging is received at the Energy Recovery Facility, making it an important waste stream to tackle. The carbon neutral roadmap includes a commitment to publish a circular economy strategy by 2025. This means moving away from our current linear model of take, make, waste towards an approach where materials are circulated for as long as possible by sharing, maintaining, remanufacturing, and finally recycling. The key part of this ambition is thinking about materials and products at the start of their life and designing out that waste. The circular economy will look at ways that we can change how the economy is structured to phase out unnecessary packaging. Putting more responsibility on suppliers and retailers to produce less waste is one option. This will take time as new methods of protecting produce during transport and ensuring hygiene standards will be needed. As other jurisdictions move towards more stringent restrictions on packaging, we will hopefully see the positive effects as suppliers find innovative solutions to the issue. Extending producer responsibility for packaging in the UK requires producers to pay the full cost of dealing with waste they produce at the end of its life. Similar schemes across the world have accelerated collection and recycling targets, and this is something that we could explore further here in Jersey. The Single-Use Plastics Law prohibits the distribution of single-use plastics and has been a great success in reducing the use of plastic bags here in Jersey. The law was designed to be able to add on other single-use items as required, and work is currently in train to extend it to disposable vapes. Consideration could be given to a future extension to cover plastic packaging on fruit and vegetables. However, careful thought to the consequences of doing this would be needed. One such consideration is the fact that plastic packaging is used to protect goods and extend their life, reducing food waste. If plastic packaging was banned, would we have more food waste? Would introducing such legislation restrict the variety of products available? For example, ready-washed salad leaves or pre-prepared vegetables? And how would people and businesses feel about that? A reduction in plastic packaging on Ireland could also be achieved through voluntary initiatives from shops, as well as behaviour change campaigns. I'm delighted that the government supported Food Action Waste Week just a fortnight ago. The theme was Buy Loose, encouraging Irelanders to buy only what they need, reducing food waste and plastic packaging. There have been some positive steps in the right direction on plastic waste, but we need to do more. I welcome the expansion of reuse and refill options for shoppers, and I'm committed to working closely with the Minister for Infrastructure to identify the best way to reduce plastic waste in Jersey. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Minister. Supplemental questions, Fiona.
Can the Minister agree that promoting plastic-free fruit and vegetables is creating a positive social effect as well as an environmental effect, connecting locals to their whole foods and accepting that slightly imperfect products can be accepted and is a goal that we must aspire to? As in the UK, farmers reject 10 tonnes of product a week because the product is considered ugly, and having this plastic-free packaging will reduce the level of food waste in Jersey.
Thank you, sir. There's a number of issues there to deal with, and the first one I would address is ugly vegetables. And we all know what they look like. They're not perfectly shaped, but in most cases they taste equally as good, if not better. And it's become the norm to have, apples that are round, carrots that are straight, bananas that have a curve on them. But of course, that's not necessarily always the case in nature. And in order to reduce food waste, One way is to ask the producers to make sure that they market every piece of produce they make, or they produce, and shoppers are encouraged to buy them, potentially at a reduced price, which makes them even more attractive. As regards plastic, in my first answer, I did answer that plastic does play a role in extending the life of fruit and vegetables, and that's something we really have to take into account, because on one hand, we don't want the plastic because it's single use and it's not good for the environment, but on the other hand, the plastic allows us to keep those vegetables for longer so that we don't waste them. I think shoppers these days are being a lot more sensible about this, and I think they're looking for loose vegetables. They're not going to buy them as often. They're going to buy them more often in smaller quantities in order to reduce that waste.
Any other supplemental question for the Minister? Ms Barber.
Does the Minister acknowledge that by making this plastic-free scheme involuntary, it will promote and create active and significant change in our aim to be more sustainable and environmentally friendly, as local farmers will be more inclined to sell more produce?
So can I just clarify the question? Did she use the word involuntary rather than voluntary? Thank you, sir. I think we need to be a little bit careful. Again, I go back to this message about plastic extending the life of fruit. And but the questioner may well have a good point. If you go into a shop and it's all loose flow, it's all dirty, it's not washed, it's not been processed, it's not in a plastic package with a plastic wrapper, shoppers wouldn't have the option. And that would be good in as much as we know now with single-use plastic bags. If you go to the supermarket, you want to take your own bag with you. And if we did the same with fruit and vegetables, I'm sure shoppers would turn up with containers that were suitable to take those vegetables away without the need for having those vegetables washed or packaged as they are currently.
Supplemental question on that one? No? Ms Barber, you don't want a supplemental question? Right. Ms Vieira.
I have a supplementary question for the reply from before, from my first question. So is promoting ugly fruit and vegetables the next target for the states of Jersey to reduce food waste?
It certainly could be, sir, and I would certainly encourage it. Any food in the ugly fruit is most likely to be produced on island, and I'm sure all the local farmers would be only too delighted to be able to send every potato or courgette or cauliflower that they grow to market and to be bought by somebody and eaten. As we said earlier, it doesn't really matter what the shape of the vegetables like, they all pretty much taste the same. So I would certainly go away from this and encourage both the producers and the retailers of local vegetables and local fruit to market all shapes and sizes of vegetables in the future. Thank you, sir.
Supplementary questions?